Jump Force.
Pile
Okay,
of garbage.
first of all, I'm going to start off with welcome 300 new people. Yeah, so
That's
this is the
accurate,
first
Matt.
video we filmed since the massive subscriber gain. I will just say, if you're new to this channel, look around. It's not just solo edited videos. A lot of it's just reviews, discussions, general shit posting with me and my buddy Thurman here. Enjoy.
Keep in mind that most of that solo video was when we were trying to find our niche.
Yep.
You know?
I will do more though, because now that I know there's a fucking want for it, I certainly will do more. So, look for those as well.
Solo, double, solo.
But please enjoy our reviews, because I'm proud as fuck of those, okay? One Piece, My Hero, Dr. Stone, Jujutsu Kaisen soon. That shit's fire.
Black Clover.
But for today, maybe Black Clover if I don't hate it. Now, yeah, so far I kind of hate it, but we'll see. But today, we are dissing on how fucking awful Jump Force was. A game that I was hyped for months, if not year, singular. You start, Thurman.
Yeah, the game is awful. I don't understand.
And we can't. And keep in mind, Thurman had to come to that conclusion. He tried. He was like, no, maybe it's good. Maybe if I play a little bit more. You had to admit it.
I just
It's so bad.
That's so true. You're not even, bro. That's so funny about that too. Cause I was just like, you know what? I'll try one more time. I'll try it
How
again.
many one more times was there?
It was just so bad. Even when I won, it was just so bad. It was.
Even when I won, I felt empty inside.
Here's how I can tell it's a game. At the end of the day, my motto is: if a game is fun to me, it's succeeded, regardless of its flaws.
Yep.
If I can enjoy playing this game, I call it a win. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle was one game that fucking pissed me off, but the game is fun. I'm playing it competitively and casually. Not really competitively, but I play it frequently. One of the food fighting games that I'm learning. I love it.
I mean, you are going to that fucking fighting game thing, aren't you? What is it called?
Yeah, Evo.
Yeah.
There will be a video about that in the future. Get ready. Anyway.
If you send me good vlog footage and it isn't garbage, I'll edit it for you.
Oh, bro, we'll talk about that shit after the video. Black Clover Quartet Nights was, fun. It had issues, but it was fun.
Didn't sell any copies.
No, because Namco's actually fucking garbage at marketing. Regardless.
No, it's true. They never even talked about Jump Force on their page either.
And Jump Force, it was the 5 stages of grief, right? I was stuck on the denial grief for like months. I was stuck 100%. On the denial.
Like we're fucking Obi-Wan right now, and we're talking to Anakin like you were supposed to be the chosen one because it was. Okay, listen, there hasn't been a good jump crossover game since the DS. Have you played that one?
Yep.
That shit was good. You can admit that. You feel me on that, right? That was a good game.
That was good.
So here's the problem, right? When you have all these licenses, I can't imagine that's cheap, okay? Getting all the licenses, getting all the voice actors together, all this shit. Why then do you decide to shit out a product? Why not make it good? I don't understand. We could have... Hold on. I want to go through, what it should have been and what it could have been. We could have had something beautiful here, okay? For example... So, immediately, you got balancing issues, which should just be an immediate... Of course, don't do that, right? But I want to talk more about, the story mode was just atrocious. My God. You can't even... The cutscenes looked like they were done in Gmod, dragging and clicking character models. And it's think about what you could have done with this. You could have gotten the authors together to come up with a little, not a lot of their time, maybe just a day where the authors got together, shit posted a bit, and then, that could have been the story mode, a cool, interacting moments. They weren't even, half the fucking moments weren't even voice acted. And even when it came to the gameplay, it was it just doesn't feel fun. I never felt like it was in control. I never felt like things were balanced properly. And when it comes to the fighting game mechanics of it, I will let Thurman speak more on that because he knows a lot more about the technicalities of that shit. But I can assure you, it just didn't feel polished and it didn't feel fun. And especially when you have things like Budokai Tenkaichi 3 as a phenomenal anime fighting game, every single Naruto Storm game as a phenomenal anime fighting game. Why can you not just replicate that?
Because here's the thing, right? This game So I'm gonna break down why this game was failing. First of all, the marketing. That's the first thing.
Yep.
Secondly,
almost every fucking regard it failed.
Yeah, and secondly, I called this the health bar situation. I called this. People thought I was crazy. I called it. No one liked this one health bar bullshit. And keep in mind,
And just to let people know, in case they don't know what you're talking about, that's having one health bar, even though it's a tag game, right?
Yeah, and keep in mind, the damage in this game is fucking insane. Insane.
Broken as fuck too, because like there's some moves that are just like normal moves that seemingly do as much damage as like some finals. It's like, yeah, there was a character, I don't remember what character it was, but there was a character I was playing. I was never like motivated to use their special because it was like, oh, that doesn't even do any more than the normal fucking punches.
It's crazy to me that they boasted so much that, oh, it's okay, there's gonna be rounds, there's no need to have, you share health bars are gonna be incentive. What incentive? Keep in mind, okay, I'm gonna talk about the gameplay mechanics and the fighting mechanics aspect, okay, right? So the one positive I will get it was doing combos was fun. But the issue is you were very limited to what type of combos you kind of use, right? Let's take other fighting games, for instance, Dragon Ball FighterZ, BlazBlue Cross Tag, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, whatever. Those games give you options to combo into certain things, right? You can experiment and test it out, right? Jump Force, not so much. Like, only certain specials work with certain combos, and like after 7 hits, the combo breaks, which is fine. I didn't have an issue with that. But like, for example, back in the beta, there's one Zoro combo that I loved doing, but in the core game, they nerfed it. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. Like, the character was set so fast, I couldn't pull off the combo anymore. It was trying to do like square, 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 triangle, triangle into the lion song. But it wouldn't go. So I'm just like, okay, so gameplay mechanics, I kind of nerfed majority of the combos you could do in the beta. Secondly, damage is atrocious in this game. Like, even with characters that I played, like Asta, like my main team, Asta, Jotaro, and Yugi, 3 of those characters could do so much damage in just like one combo.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and it's so ironic too, because I remember very clearly watching the interview for this game at E3, and the guy that was presenting it was like, balancing is really important to us. We want to make sure that it's fun for everyone to play, and that no characters are unfairly over blah blah blah, right? And I'm just like, I remember at the time I was like, oh good, they're focusing on balancing. Now I just know that guy, he probably had nothing to do with the actual development of the game. He was just probably some dude that was paid to speak about it and say whatever the fuck they told him to, because it's frustrating. I don't understand. Clearly, to me, all I can assume is that they're putting this game on a team of people that aren't passionate about any of these properties. They're just told, okay, here's your properties, here's what you got, shit out a game in a year, right? Either that, or they are passionate, but they were given such a small window to work on it that they couldn't. Those are the two options. But either way, I don't just take your time. I don't care when it comes out. Just make a genuinely good game, and it would be so cool.
It's just like they tried to be so like I said, and going back to the gameplay aspect, like some of the shit was broken, like getting the escape button, that was fucking weird. Like, escaping was not useless. Sidestepping was useless. The window, I'm telling you, the window for sidestepping was so fucking bad. That's equivalent to Smash Brothers. You literally trying to dodge roll, and the dodge roll is like that, and you get hit. Like, bro, that's literally the countering a dodge roll. Could you imagine in Super Smash Bros. You trying to dodge roll and that shit was useless? You still got hit by every single fucking attack that was thrown at you?
Yeah, no one would fucking dodge roll.
Like, sidestepping was nigh useless. Like, you would sidestep and you would still get hit by most shit. Like, people would spam a range attacks with Ichigo or Naruto or Goku or Vegeta, and sidestep, and the shit would track you, and sidestepping would be nigh useless. Secondly, the assist system was fucking garbage. First of all, who thought it was a good idea to have you literally have a 3v3 fighting game and you can only call in one assist at a time in a fucking like line order?
Yeah.
So you have to hold the button to call the assist, and then the only way you can use your third character is if you kept pressing the button to switch. Why? I'd rather just use my first character. Like, I'm the only time I ever switch characters if I felt like playing that character that round. I went around and I switched to Totoro because I felt like playing Totoro.
Yep.
If I lost that round, I switched to Yugi. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and like, it's sad, but I think it's true. J-Stars, as flawed as that game was better and more fun than this game.
Yes, heavily.
And you know why? Because, like, it wasn't, like, here's the thing. Jump Force is like a visual spectacle. It looks beautiful. But that's about the only thing they seemed to have done. Because at least in J-Stars, like, there was like thought. You could put thought into how you played. There was strategy, right? So, like, even, like, look at J-Stars, right? I remember that fucking amazing match we had where I went invisible with Killua Zetsu, and then I'm, like, running around as you're taking care of them, and then I'm over there with Lightning Palm if they come near me. Like, there was a lot of strategy involved in those fights because you could go all around the stage, and you could hide, and I liked it. It was flawed, but I liked it. Whereas in this game, it's just like one of those just smash buttons the whole fucking game, and there's just no substance to it whatsoever.
And the worst part about it is that the only reason why I haven't sold my copy yet, and I may
them DLC, you gotta play them DLC first.
Is somewhere in the dark future, I may pick this game up again. The only reason why that will be the case is because Asta, Jotaro, and Yugi. Those three characters are in this game, and that's what makes this game semi-enjoyable to me.
And for me, as a Hunter x Hunter fanboy, I mean, it's cool to play as Kurapika. It's cool to play any game that has, and Hisoka's playable too, and that's great. It's just, but
they ruined Zoro for me. They ruined Luffy for me. Vegeta. Yusuke,
don't forget Law's a DLC. I know you're interested in him.
I may just get him just because I don't even fucking know. Like fucking okay, who else? Dai was fun. I had another denial moment with Deku. Deku is not fun. Deku is not good in the game at all. That is a damn shame.
Yeah, it is sad.
Like Deku's moves were not good. He was like, no.
Do you think any of the authors of these series bought the game and then like you think Horikoshi bought the game and was like, what the fuck? They nerfed Deku.
It's just so bad. It's like they like what they did was just awful. Like the beta felt like an actual game than the actual game itself, and I can't express enough how bad the gameplay is. It's frustrating playing a game to where people are incentivized to spam, and there's literally no way you can counteract that. At least in Street Fighter, DBZ Fighters, BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, all these core fighting games now, spamming is not incentivized because if you spam, you will get countered and you will lose.
Yeah, and that's good game design.
Red, this is a game to where you can spam and you can win.
Yeah, totally easily. In fact, because here's the thing, first and only match I played in this game, I was trying my best to like try out all the combos, try out all the specials, and then my opponent was just, and every time they before I could even try all the combos, dead, But here's what I want to move into for the latter half of this video, because what you were saying, what we should talk about in this video is the dream shonen crossover game, how we would make it, what we would do. So I'll start by saying heavy emphasis on the story mode. I'm sorry, but if you have all of these licenses, it's like if someone said, all right, you now can use Superman, Batman, all these fucking characters. You now can use Deadpool and Wolverine in the same movie. You now can use fucking, I don't know, pick character A and B here. Naruto and Ichigo, fucking Luffy and Deku. Think about it. Like, what self-respecting sane person is not going to be like, oh my god, I have to have a moment where Luffy and Goku are both eating a bunch, and then they see who can eat more, or Sanji meets Rukia from Bleach, and like, you know, fucking realizes he has a fucking small tit fetish. I don't know. Like, there's so many things you could do. And the fact that, like, the story mode is just this garbage copy-paste fucking MacGuffin plotline that you've seen in every other story mode where it's like, I'm an evil guy, and I have this evil cube that makes the characters evil, and then you have to fight evil clone versions because of this cube, and that's the whole story. It's like, bro.
This story was literally copy and paste from Dragon Ball FighterZ story.
Well, yeah, because it's the easy bullshit thing that they do, where it's like, all right, well, what's the excuse for them fighting? Like, don't put a story mode in if you don't fucking care about it. But here's the thing. My dream fucking crossover game, really good story mode, because that's important. Hell of a lot of fucking interaction moments, crossover moments. You gotta have them. And that was actually one positive of this game. You said that they did have good crossover messages and shit when you start, you know, like interactions.
Yeah, that's a good positive. That was a good positive.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like emphasis on that, emphasis on an actual good story mode, which again, I know they're busy. But you can't tell me even, like, a handful of these authors wouldn't have been willing to come in for a day to just, like, bullshit out a story that you could fucking work on. Like, come on. I know they're busy. But, like, you're telling me Oda, Kishimoto, Togashi, Akira Toriyama, Horikoshi, any of them couldn't have came in and be like, oh, my character would have did this. Or, if hell, email him. Get him to send you like a one-page thing of like, here's what my character would do in this scenario here, and then I don't know, get someone that can write. Get a fanfic writer, for God's sake.
Or get editors to do it, you know.
My fucking ex-girlfriend could write a better story than they wrote. She's just a fanfic writer.
It's funny too because some of these mangas like doing that shit. Akira Toriyama loves.
Yes, he loves working on Dragon Quest and bullshit.
Bro, he fucking made a new character just for Dragon Ball Fighters. Akira Toriyama loves that shit.
Yeah, dude, he lives for that shit.
Loves that shit. These authors, people underestimate just how much these authors love their series. Okay,
yeah,
I guarantee you, some of these authors don't hate their series as much as you think they do.
Yeah, dude. Sorry. If I wrote a fucking series and it was gonna be in a video game, I would be like, can I please come in to like, you know, tell you how my character would act in this scenario? I would love to do that. You know, because here's the thing. I know from I don't know from experience myself, but I know from talking to people that write things. When you write something and you write a character, that character is like your child. They become your children. You know, you want to see them through everything. So I guarantee you, if not all of them, at least half of these mangaka would probably be willing to go in for a day or two and just help them bullshit out a story. It's not that hard. Like, you're clearly being lazy with these and let's not even fucking get into, don't even get me started on the fucking cutscenes in the story mode. Like, you want to fucking rant about that for a second? Jeez.
Bro, the funniest thing you've ever said to me about that.
Oh, please do tell.
It's like, all they did was literally clicked on Frieza and dragged her up. That's something
excuse me?
That's editing that I could have done. Like, when you said that shit.
Oh, right. God, that is what I said. Yeah, no, it's like, so here's the thing, man. Literally, there's a program where they make cutscenes like that, right? And there's a model, like a 3D model of Frieza's character. And I am not kidding you. What happened in that cutscene is they took Frieza's model and just dragged up. That's the whole cutscene. Like, I'm not joking.
Bro, it's so sad. Like, oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna do my version. Okay, right? So I think that in the future they should just, if they want to do a fighting game, you know, because there's many different ways to how crossover games could work. Right, so they could go the Capcom, Namco, and Sega route and do it, and have a crossover RPG game. You know, Project Cross Zone, Namco Cross Capcom. You know, the Capcom does a lot of these crossovers to where it's not fighting games, but they're RPGs. Project Cross Zone is a really good tactical RPG. It's on the 3DS. I recommend it to anyone who's into tactical RPGs. You know, same with Namco Namco Cross Capcom, you know, games like that. Certain games can be like RPG-esque, you know, they do that shit. Or you can get a company that has a good track record of making fighting games.
Yeah, every time. I remember when it was announced who was making this game, I was like, I'm concerned.
Like, Arc System Works, old Capcom. Hell, I'm pretty sure Capcom could do a better game than this shit. Fucking Namco themselves. Red, let me give you some perspective, okay? Namco has two of the most well-known fighting game franchises in the world. Tekken and Soul Calibur. These two motherfuckers sell like hotcakes every time there's a new release. Tekken is one of the most popular fighting games world fucking wide, rivaling Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, BlazBlue. Like Namco knows how to make a fighting game. Why would they leave it to these companies who have no idea what the fuck they're doing? Hell, give it to Arika. They know how to make a better fucking fighting game. Fucking Capcom made the JoJo games back in the day, JoJo fighting games back in the day, which are phenomenal. Like, you have all these companies out here who know how to make a decent fighting game, yet you stick to these companies who don't know jack shit about making a good game. And I was watching a video the other day.
I agree. And like, that's what I don't get, right? Because like, what the fuck was is it CyberConnect that makes Naruto games? Like, what the fuck were they doing? What the fuck was, I don't know, man. Like you're right. There's so many Japanese companies that know how to make good games. It just seems like, honestly, it baffles me. It just seems like they really don't care. You know, like how, it almost seems like they had a hubris situation where they're just like, you know what? It'll sell anyway. You know, we don't gotta fucking put our A-team on it. It's just like, the only way we're ever gonna get a good game like this is if they put on a team that is passionate about it, right? That wants to see it well made, that wants to see it well done. Like, what was that recent Sonic game that came out that everyone loved?
It was like Sonic Mania.
Yeah. And did you read about how that game was made by a team of people that were loved Sonic?
Yeah, it was.
And then shocker, it was good. Like that's what Sega team can't make a good Sonic game to save their fucking lives. Like if a dude that worked at Sega, his wife and child was held hostage, and they were like, "You have to make a Sonic game that gets reviewed above a 6 out of 10." He couldn't do it. Like, but these fucking Sonic fans come in and just in their sleep outdo them. That's the key. Okay, right now, Jump Force was made by a bunch of depressed fucking businessmen in suits and ties fucking crying on their way home from work because they don't want to do this shit. I can tell. Okay? What they need is someone who's like, "Oh my god, I love anime. I've always wanted a project like this." That's all you gotta do. That's it. So yeah, for me, it's just that's what you gotta do. You have to get passionate people involved, and you have to fucking focus on the spectacle of, this is a crossover. What would a fan want in a crossover?
Facts. So my final say will be on what I would have changed about Jump Force as a whole. First, instead of making it an arena fighter, it should have been something similar to Naruto Ninja Storm or Tenkaichi or DBZ Fighters, right? 3v3 fighter, because tag fighting games are very popular nowadays. So it would have been something like that. They should have made it easier to learn but hard to master gameplay, to where combos are easy, but you can do like how Dragon Ball FighterZ does and figure out each character and make your own combos, right? The assist should have been better. The special moves should have been better. It should have been, hell, I wouldn't have minded if it was like a 2D fighting game, traditional 2D fighting game with everything, with like how Dragon Ball FighterZ is or BlazBlue Cross Tag is, and with better mechanics, better gameplay, easier to, like I said, easy controls but hard to master, moves that scaled correctly, because one of the biggest issues with BlazBlue Cross Tag now is that damage takes up a fuck ton of your health, and none of this sharing health bar bullshit. Whoever thought of that idea should be fired immediately. That was the first flaw, making a 3v3 fighter with shared health bars.
That's a strange decision for sure. Yeah.
She's like, that's like, I hope whoever at the company right now said, whose bright idea was this? And throw them. Remember that meme, that meme that was throwing the guy out the window?
Right, there's 3 dudes, yeah.
That should be applied. Whoever thought of that idea should be fired. Secondly, because the thing is, Jump Force as a whole wasn't a bad idea. It was just poorly executed. It was like they're trying to be different for no reason. Like,
yes, that is what it feels like.
like why? Because I remember, bro, when this game first got announced, it looked like it was gonna be like a competitive but great fighting game. But they were like, oh, you share health bars. Oh, you can only switch out. Like what the hell?
Also, when it was first announced, they had like the one cutscene in the game that they worked hard on. Remember? The one cutscene that was good, and they fucking played that to make us think like the whole game was gonna look that good.
Because it's like that's the equivalent to like fucking Nintendo. Like you have a bunch of new people going in and making it such a great game, and then Shigeru Miyamoto's like, "Oh no, I don't like that shit. Change it immediately." Right? Like let's like think about it. Splatoon could have been Nintendo's version of Jump Force. Imagine that.
You're talking Splatoon when Miyamoto wanted it to be Mario characters instead.
Yeah, it was like
it'd be like if Miyamoto was like made them, right? Because for Nintendo, Miyamoto will just give like recommendations. He doesn't force people to follow them.
You could definitely tell that the headquarters at the studio that made Jump Force was just like they had a good plan, good ideas and everything. No shared health bar. Easier like support system, all that stuff like that.
And like most things, it was probably ruined by some fucking big high up deadline. It was probably like it's got to be out by then. It's like, well, we were only gonna have the game halfway done. I don't care.
What's funny too is that they hyped up showing Light in the trailer and wasn't even this assist character. Like there were no assists. He was literally just a fucking clickbait for the game.
Well, like
for the story.
He was hyped up because he apparently plays a big role in the story mode.
Did he? I didn't.
Yeah, he did. He's basically like he's practically the main villain. The main villain's right hand man. Yada yada.
Wow, one character, Death Note.
Well, I'm not sure how he would work as a assist. He could work fine, I suppose. It writes down the opponent's name. Yeah, they have a minor heart attack. Oh, I had a minor stroke.
Like it's just so bad, like how this game just came together, and it's clear that Namco is embarrassed by the game too, because every time someone brings it up on their Twitter, they're like trying to save face and shit. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, I mean, it's just a failure on every regard. Like I don't understand. My thing is, it must take a hell of a lot of miscommunication to release a game like this. Like who in the hell was like saw those cutscenes, saw that balancing, saw the fucking all the problems with it, and was like, "Yep, this is ready to release." Like the only thing I can imagine is that everyone in the fucking studio making the game was like, "This is awful," but our boss says it has to be out, and no one wants to argue with him. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with being an asshole boss. I'm gonna take a wild shot in the dark here and say, boss, the boss that fucking ordered these people to make this game, probably an asshole, because otherwise they would have delayed the game. It would have been smart, pulled a Nintendo, delayed it a bit to make it good.
See, that's the crazy part about. I feel like Nintendo is one of the only Japanese video game companies that I know that doesn't that literally delays a game proudly, and the game turns out fucking good. Hell, Breath of the Wild delayed, and it got Game of the Year. Metroid Prime is getting delayed, and I guarantee you that game's going to
every single Smash Brothers.
Like they delay like why is it so like what is the gripe with delaying a game?
I think they're terrified it's gonna like lower the sales, but it never does. I don't know why they think that.
Bro, I'm gonna say this right now. If you're one of those person to get upset because your game is getting delayed, fuck you.
Find something else to fucking jerk off to for fucking 3 months. You'll be fine.
Like literally,
bruh. I gotta call a motherfucker out. In my Hisoka video that got us a bunch of subscribers, there was a dude that was like, again, keep in mind, that video, 7 minutes. That's a short fucking analysis video. You'd agree that's pretty short for an analysis video, right?
Yep.
I got a fucking comment that was like, this video could have been a minute and a half. The thing with these analysis videos is you just say the same point over and over again to stretch it out. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I had literally gotten comments in that same video about how like, oh wow, this video is so short, I wish it was longer. So I responded to that guy. I was like, oh, I'm sorry for taking away 7 precious minutes of your life. I'm sure you'll fucking find something else to do, man.
It's just like, oh my god, why does it matter if it's delayed or how short?
Some people are impatient as fuck, bro.
That is fucking stupid. I am sorry. If you're the type of fucker who is so ungrateful because people are working hard to make a game for you that you are going to pay for regardless, and they say, oh, hey, you know what? Instead of releasing a shit show game that may be bad if we release it at this date, why don't we delay and work hard on the game more so the game will actually be good so you guys can enjoy it. And
you know
actually,
what that shit is, bro? That's that delayed gratification we talked about. Remember what I said? Like, it's the same people that are like, you know how many people, as the Hunter x Hunter fan, you know how many people have been like, I just can't get into Hunter x Hunter because all the hiatuses. I'm like, then you're an idiot.
it's like, it baffles me that people, like, and playing devil's advocate here, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes waiting can be tedious. If you're doing what Arc System's doing right now with Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, I'd understand. I'd be on your side. But if it's a game that they're developing and they say, I never take a delayed game as a bad thing, because you know why? I guarantee you, a lot of people in that studio were like, oh, okay, maybe I think this game could be better, or we fucked up, or what, yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, it could never be a bad thing. Like it only means that they're gonna make it better than it once was.
Like, delayed means that, oh, hey, we fucked up, or, you know, this game could be better, so let's just, you know, make it, you know, take more time. It's like taking more time to make the product better. Why do people get offended by, like, what's the difference between a year from now to 2 years from now?
Well, here's the thing. It's a childlike mentality. Like, I had the same thing. Like, when I was a kid and I had no job and nothing to do, then yes, a game getting delayed was the end of the world. I was like, ugh. But you know, when you grow up and you're an adult and you have a job and you have friends to hang out with, all of a sudden you don't get mad because a fucking half a year to a year delay goes by like that. So honestly, it's a sign of maturity.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
Just like being an ass man is a sign of maturity, Thurman.
You mean boob man?
No,
whatever.
No. Put in the comments, ass man or boob man. My theory is that, and this is actually real science, not even a theory, you can look it up. When you're an ass man, because listen, I used to be a boob man, Thurman. I was. And I've been slowly transitioning to an ass man over the past couple of years. I can't help it. It's just been happening. I feel bad. I used to be a 100% boob man, but it's just happened. And you know what? I was talking to David about it, and he pointed me to an article that was like, hey, it's actually a sign of maturity, because basically, like, the science of it is that your body naturally looks for a woman with like wide hips, because it's like, will they be able to birth a good healthy child? Literally, that's what it is. So if you're an ass man, you're more mature. You're more of a man.
Well,
get fucked.
Well, let me get my pacifier. Google.
No, literally, that's what it is. Because boob man, you're more of a baby because you still want to suck on them boobies and get some milk. Ass man, you're a man.
You're damn right. You're damn skippy. I am definitely a fucking baby. Let me suck on them tits. Get my bottle. Shit. To each their own. Me personally, I don't see the sexual attraction toward ass or thighs.
Listen,
different.
I'll be the first one to say, not into anal, okay? But the ass itself and the hips themselves, godly.
Well, I mean,
and with that,